Engines fire off at turn 4. A little bit of tense up, but Jen Hall gets a really good fire off on the outside of row 1. She's going to roll this outside lane, but David Levitt gets a good push down from the inside and is going to nose out front heading into turn 3 on lap number 1. And Joe Paladenic all over the back bumper of Zane McKissick here in the 99, and now Paladenic's going to go low, making it 3 wide through 1 and 2. Paladenic loses a little bit of the run down on the apron, but we got... And now Norman's going to grab the inside. He has his nose to the inside quarter panel of David Levitt. And they'll stay side by side, coming onto the back straightaway. The outside of turn 2 is the better momentum line. Got to really drive it up out of that turn 2 corner from down low. And Jones is going to get back up on the back bumper of the number 9, Ron Norman here. They've been stuck battling side by side. And now we got a 5-way battle for the lead pretty much. Dylan Jones looking to go low on the number 9. Cassidy Hines trying to peek to the outside as they look to make it 3 wide into 1 and 2. Hines is going to get a good run on the outside. Norman's going to get his nose out through the middle. And Hines is the one that ends up falling back from that battle. And now Dylan Jones digging down low. He's the one trying now to get to the inside of David Levitt and has a really good run entering turn 1 and 2 that time. And keeps it side by side onto the back straightaway. Won both of our last races on July 27th. Here comes Dylan Jones looking for a 3rd in a row. Just trying to keep his car right between them. They're going to go 3 wide back down the front straightaway. Norman's going to nose out front from the outside as David Levitt starts to fall back from the middle. And both Zane McKissick and Ron Norman are going to clear the number 28, who will look to battle back here. Cassidy Hines going to make a big run here on this last lap, but too late, too little. And it'll be Dylan Jones out of turn 4, taking the win here for our first Russet Southwest Super Late Model Main at the Roadrunner, our NASCAR season points finale. Oh, in the 7R of Miguel Romo's going to turn it around, and the 80 of Insane Zane manages to skirt by. Been really pushing, trying to get there, taking that outside lane. Jen Hall's going to roll down low, and David Fippins up into the outside wall on the final lap here. And Hall's going to do a nice job firing off a turn 4 that time, but Joe Paladenic gets an even better run down low and is going to be out front to the lead here early on. Here comes David Levitt through the field, some saving tires in that last one, and he'll move up to second here on lap number 2. Jen Hall's falling back to 3rd here from the front and is facing a slew of pressure here from that mid-pack. You could throw a blanket over 6 cars right now. We're going to be 3 wide here. Bob Cram down low. Dylan Jones trying to force the middle with Jen Hall. Cram's going to fall back a little bit. But absolute tight racing here on this start. We're going to go 3 wide with those Vision West Motorsports cars and Bob Cram. And Norman's going to make it by down low, and Zane McKissick trying to etch by outside. Cassidy Hines down low in the field, also trying to make her way around that 27 car. He falls back to 7th or 8th here. Now up front, it's Joe Paladenic. Has about a car length advantage on David Levitt, but Dylan Jones closing in at a rapid rate of speed as well. We got a 3-way battle for the lead now as David Levitt's going to get his nose out front there and take the lead from Joe Paladenic. Paladenic's battling back on the outside, though, gets a good run onto the back straightaway this time as they keep it side by side for the lead. Dylan Jones with his nose right in there. Gonna look to go low this time. We're 3 wide for the lead. And Jones has his nose out front of Levitt, trying to get clear of Paladenic, who's battled back to take that second spot from Levitt. And Dylan Jones using this bottom lane. Great, a little bit of contact there going off into turn 1, able to hold on to it. It's trying to force the middle here. Between Ron Norman and Joe Paladenic, and she'll get around Paladenic, who's fallen back a little bit here. Back in 5th and has the 99 of Zane McKissick right on his rear. A little bit this time. And Dylan Jones starting to come up on the rear of the field in the form of lap traffic. That's the number 57 of Jen Hall. And now Norman's looking side by side with Cassidy Hines trying to get to the inside. Here in the form of lap traffic, they're both going to dive low, battling over the same real estate. We go 3 wide, and they both make it around clearly, and Cassidy Hines gets a better momentum run past that traffic. And caution out here as the 23 of Curtis Lansing with a problem that time in turn number 2. And we saw Dylan Jones drive off from the front in a hurry there, built up a big advantage over our first 24 laps as he looks to complete the sweep of the night. Great fire off, and we go 3 wide for 3rd place here right on the start as the Vision West Motorsports cars are both going to work around David Levitt here. Send him back to that 3rd row. And another great launch on that restart by Dylan Jones, and it looks like the 23 of Curtis Lansing has a problem here, and he will drop off track on lap number 25. Low. McKissick puts it on the outside, though, right near her back bumper. Hines is going to hold the outside in that battle, trying to see if she can contest Ron Norman to get back up to 2nd here. But Storman has cleared and is holding on to that spot. Cassidy Hines goes for a big dive down into turn 3 and 4. And out of turn 4, it'll be Dylan Jones taking his 4th win in a row and 5th of the season. McKissick tried to get there, can't get it to grip down low against Cassidy Hines. So it'll be Dylan Jones taking the win. Ron Norman places 2nd, Cassidy Hines 3rd. Slowly building momentum through turn 4. Rob Brown's going to get a good fire down low and get his nose out front here on the start. Lane Campbell battling to the outside, though, and he'll take a big push from Garrett Gillum, looking to get him out in front of the 26 here. Campbell's going to pull side by side. Gillum, though, sees the opportunity to pull 3 wide through 1 and 2. We only need 3 cars to go 3 wide here at Tucson Speedway. And Gillum goes to the front with that maneuver, pushes Lane Campbell off into the corner, and then dips both of them down low. Time looking for his 7th win in a row. It is the number 45 of Garrett Gillum getting it done here. And it'll be Lane Campbell with his best finish of the season, a runner-up finish in his rookie year. Pace truck drops down here, and we are ready to fire off row 1. Larry Leach gets us rolling from the inside. And Jen Hall's going to get her nose out front on the outside, followed by Richard Dorman here. As they go strong to the front, Larry Leach falling back through the field, has 3 wide with Barry Levitt and Jeremy Smith to the outside. They're going to see. And Jen Hall gets up the track a little bit that time through 3 and 4, and that'll allow Richard Dorman to slip underneath, maybe a little bit of contact with his teammate there, got him loose through 1 and 2, and that'll give Jen Hall back a clean run into 3 and 4. Let's see if she's able to drive it through here. Both Smith and Dorman go low. They'll pull back side by side. Dorman looking to set up the pass here in 1 and 2. But that outside lane gets a little bit of a momentum roll onto that back stretch. You have to go uphill if you're down low. Dorman now has his nose out front on the backstretch, blocking his teammate Jeremy Smith from getting a run, but trying to get around Jen Hall. He's going to slide up in front of her. Got a little bit loose there. That hurt his run a little bit. He allows Jeremy Smith to get out front now, and they're now running 1-2. Work to the front after being patient, working past Jen Hall and Richard Dorman. Now he's got this thing rolling in. Richard Dorman smoking out the rear. He's possibly got a problem. He's going to drive this thing low and off the track. Here comes Larry Leach taking that white flag, and out of turn 4 this time, the number 27, Jeremy Smith, with his 7th win of 2024. It'll be Jen Hall taking second here. Barry Levitt gets another podium finish. Saint Zane gets a good roll on this race start and has his nose out front in 1 and 2. Had to take a hard turn to get that thing turned around though. And David Fippin's battling back on the outside, and we got a car around. The 57 and 7 make contact, and that sends Brian Love around on lap number 1, so that'll drop us under caution, and we will restart this race. And we're starting again. Miguel Romo makes a big dive down low to go 3 wide on the start here, and Miguel Romo's going to drive Insane Zane up the track, and we got a big wreck up in 1 and 2. Was on his bumper end in the corner, and you see Insane Zane have to make more of a jerk turn motion to get his car turned around through there, and it slowed him down just enough, and Romo drove through the bumper. We got those cars up in the outside. Brian Love also ends up involved in the incident, so in total, got 3 cars, Insane Zane, Miguel Romo, and Brian Love. I'm going to build momentum through 3 and 4 this time. Jen Hall going to get a nose out front coming to the start, and Calvin Catlin looks to go low, but she cuts that line off, goes dipping down into 1 and 2. She's going to pull up in front of David Fippin on the backstretch, who has a run coming up to her back bumper. Side of Calvin Catlin using the power of this car down low to push through the corner with pace, and going to get a nose out front there on lap number 2. Fippin's going to drive right back up to Catlin. Not quite able to make the momentum down there as Jen Hall pulls clear. And we got the 80, Insane Zane going around on the front stretch this time, and he's got some heavy nose damage. And the 57 of Brian Love also makes his way back out onto the track with that damaged car. All right, pace truck down. We're ready to go back green here. David Fippin leads us off from the inside. Big run on this race restart. Hall back up in the gas though, and in pursuit. Calvin Catlin's taking this low line, trying to throttle in pursuit. Peeking to the inside, has the inside quarter panel on David Fippin. Not able to get the momentum rolling out of turn 2 though, as Fippin will clear back to the lead. Oh, and a problem with the 57. He's got some debris dragging off the side now. A part of that car just came off, and he's going to hit the exit ramp in time here. That right side of the car just came down there. Both cars able to make it through that area cleanly. Doesn't appear anything down. And due to the fact that we have just 2 cars remaining on track, we are going to wave the white flag here. Last lap battle for the lead. Jen Hall and David Fippin side by side. Hall's got her nose back out front there. Fippin's going to throttle up on the outside. He's going to take a nose out front on the back straightaway this time. Jen Hall takes a dive down low and loses a little bit of momentum. Can she drive it back out of 4? Side by side, too close to call. Looked like Hall had a nose out front. Transponder time says Fippin, but we've seen it. We've seen this earlier this season in our mini stocks.
Jen Hall's overdoing her victory. Hey, that's a good finish.
And it's Jen Hall with the win.
You barely got that one.
We had a nice little running start here from the Hornets as they drop underway. Jen Hall with a big run out to the front, and man, up there near that high third lane, J.R. Shanks looked like he got a little bit loose. Had to catch. Just had a consistent drive from the start there, and J.R. Shanks wasn't able to close the gap. And checkered flag waves out a turn 4 for Jen Hall, taking back-to-back wins tonight in the Hobby Stocks and Hornets. Then you got.
All right, here we go for Jen Hall.
Truck gonna drop down once again, and modified engines fire out of 4. We are green for our final race of that evening. Nick O'Neill looking to make a strong run immediately on the start. Tried finding the middle, but it was closed off by Paul French Jr. Rod Heastand's going to make way to part the sea there, and Nick O'Neill finds his way through. Brandon Bonnett's going to try and follow, but Pat Bush is all over the back bumper of the 21X. And Bonnet able to slip by. Insanely tight drive in there, but he's able to get that modified through and is now tracking down Nick O'Neill. The 21X of Rod Heastand looking low on Paul French Jr. Drifts up the track a little bit, but he's able to fire it back down the straightaway and has that third spot. And Mr. Consistency gets it done. Nick O'Neill with his 9th modified win of 2024. Makes some noise as he makes his way back out of turn 1 this time, fans. Give it up for your state champion, Nick O'Neill! Out here. It's been a blast of a season. It's been fun to watch the NASCAR championship season come and go, and we are excited to wrap the track season over these next couple months, or I guess end of September and through October. Hope to see you at these next few events. Up next, September 28th, Bad to the Bone. Come catch the Thunder Trucks back in action alongside the Modifieds and plenty of other classes of racing. Thank you, fans, for coming out tonight, and get home safe. Thank you for coming out to Tucson Speedway.